I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Juro fidelidad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Good morning, Jaguars.
Today is March 3rd, and here are your morning announcements.
Jags, cold and flu season is here. Please take extra measures to keep yourself healthy and prevent the spread of illness by following these basic hygiene practices. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. 20 seconds is the amount of time it takes to say the ABCs. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer if soap and water aren't available. Limits physical contact to fist bumps and elbow bumps. Cough and sneeze into your elbow or tissue, not into your hands. Use a tissue or your sleeve to open doors and try to avoid stair rails. Carry tissue and hand sanitizer in your bag. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. Do not share food or drinks. If you are sick, stay home.
March 24th is the last day to purchase your yearbook. Students that purchase your yearbook will be invited to a yearbook signing party on April 27th in the main cafeteria. Donuts and refreshments will be provided. Recently, I did an interview with Ms. Krenrich about poetry. Here it is. Hello, my name is Robin, and I'm here to interview my poetry teacher, Ms. Krenrich.
Hi, Robert. I was your English teacher as well.
My poetry teacher.
Poetry sponsor, yes.
Teacher. I'm here to ask you a couple questions today, Ms. Krenrich, about poetry. One of which would be, what got you interested in poetry?
I've always been interested in poetry. When I was in school, that was kind of my outlet for any feelings I was having, any aggression, anything like that, any depression. It was a good outlet. And I think it's a good outlet for students as well.
What got you into making the poetry club? Like, why did you decide I'm going to make a poetry club at the Trisco Heritage Academy High School?
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing this for 6 years. There was a teacher before me, Mr. Reese, Roger Reese, and he was the one that had it initially. And then he asked me, he asked who'd like to take it on, and I said I did. So been doing it ever since, 6 years. But it's just because I love poetry and I like to get students excited about it too.
So recently there's been some topics that have been brought up in other classes about poetry, which is poetry is like almost all about depression and sadness. Can you explain to me why poetry isn't just that?
Okay. I think that poetry is an outlet for any emotion that you're feeling. And sometimes our hardest emotions to express to other people are sadness, depression, isolation, stuff like that. So that's when that comes out. And I think that sometimes when people are very happy, they don't have the need for an outlet, but they have the need for an outlet when they're going through problems. So it makes sense that most poems are like that, and it's relatable to people. Not all poems are like that, but I think a lot of them are because it's the perfect outlet for those things.
Do you think your poetry class helps students express their emotions, or do you think that they're still hiding the emotions that they can't really express?
I do think it helps a lot of students express their emotions, specifically when there's a student or somebody that does a poem that resonates with somebody, then that'll it'll bring it out in them, and they'll start to want to write about that. Does that make sense? Like if they feel they relate, then they'll want to write about it as well. So,
Why teens? Why not have adult poetry, like adult staff poetry? Why us little boys and little girls?
I think adult staff poetry. I mean, I've I've asked adults if they want to be in it, or some teachers have come up and done it, and that's great. I think it's perfect for students, though, because we are in a high school. They do feel like they can relate with the poets up there, and when they see people go up there, they want to do it as well, and they want to express themselves. And so I think it's perfect for teens to know that they do have a voice when it comes to writing. And a lot of teens like rap, so that's a good transition for them as well, to get their voice heard and just to be able, I mean, it's something they relate to. So, yeah.
That's good. Final question here. I just had it. Final question is, what do you have to say to people who aren't in poetry but feel like they want to be, but they just can't come because they're afraid of expressing themselves? What do you have to say to those people?
It's a pretty friendly environment. You know, the only thing I would say is just to commit. I mean, there are some people that come and they're like, oh, this isn't for me, and then they don't stay. But if you do want to stay in it, just make sure that you commit and devote a lot of your time to it, and, you know, just kind of work on practicing your poems and all that, because it does show if you're up there and you're not, you haven't been committed or whatever. So what I will say is a lot of students are interested in poetry, but when it comes to the commitment element, some don't really commit. So, you know, if it's something you're passionate about, then commit, but don't give up so quickly, you know?
The person she's talking about committing is me. I don't commit. I never commit to poetry club.
No, but I mean, you're not the only one. It's very typical. A lot of students want to actually go and do the slam, but they don't want to, commit to the meetings. So.
That person is me. I'm kidding. No. So thank you for letting me interview Miss Krenrich and join Poetry Club. I don't know why.
And make them.
What up? Thank you, Miss Krenrich, for that amazing interview. Important information for seniors. Seniors, graduation is coming soon. Make sure to purchase your cap and gown from Campus Specialties as soon as possible. Stop by the activities office if you need more information.
Seniors, be sure to prepare for graduation by paying your fines and fees. Stop at the school bookkeeper during lunch, before and after school to find out if you need to pay fines in order to walk at graduation. Congratulations to our boys basketball team. They defeated Cleveland Saturday night and head into the state tournament at the district tournament, as well as the regular season district champions. Way to go, Jags. See you at state.
These have been your morning announcements with
Roman
and Robin.
here at Trisco, where every day is an aha moment. We're proud to be Jaguars. Let's make it a great day and go Jaguars.
Roman, you read my line.
You know.